Welcome to the Conscious Journey podcast, where I invite you to have an open heart and an open mind to consciously explore your own life's journey as we dive into conversations that lead to discovery, growth, healing, and expansion. I'm your host, Kristy Morrison. All right. Welcome to today's episode. I am very happy to be here. Today, I am alone. I haven't been alone since my very first episode, just introducing the podcast. I had some amazing guests so far that have opened up their hearts and their journeys. And a lot of you have reached out to me saying how inspirational some of these guests have been, which fills my heart. So thank you. Keep it up. I love hearing from you. I love hearing your comments. If you have questions that you want answers to, send them in as well. And maybe I can turn it into a topic or have a guest in. But today I wanted to talk about positivity. And I wanted to talk about this because it is literally my wheelhouse. If any of you know me personally and you're listening to this, you probably would agree that I am one of the most positive people that you could know out there. I could turn any shitty situation into something positive. And I wanted to talk about that. And I really have to attribute this to when I was 25. I started a staging company, staging and design, and I learned very fast that people do not react well to negative situations or negative input about their house. They get very defensive. And it's not like I was walking in there and being like, your stuff sucks. Why would you do this? You're stupid. No, that's not me. But at first I'd go in there and be like, no, your curtains are ugly. We need to change that. It's not really good with the times and blah, blah, blah. Like it wasn't positive. And they'd be like, well, brown's my favorite color and I love it. And I really like these curtains. So they got defensive and I was just like, that's probably not good for business. So I had to learn, how to position things in a positive light. So I would be like, hey, I absolutely love how you have rubber ducky shower curtains in your living room. It is so bright and fun, and I'm sure your kids love it. And this is like a super cool, unique way of using a shower curtain. I absolutely think it's the coolest. But now that we're selling your home, we really need to appeal to the buyers. And buyers absolutely love when homes are nice and bright. And even though your shower curtains are fun and bright, the best kind of curtain would be a white one because it reflects the light. And then that way it's reflecting it into your living room, making it even brighter. I know it sounds silly, but once you try and get some IKEA curtains for about 30 or 50 bucks, you're going to see how bright it's going to transform the space. And so they would do it, and then they'd be like, oh, you were so right. It's so bright in here. I love it. I love these white white curtains, not my shower curtains. And I remember one time I was on an appointment, and the client, we were sitting in the living room, and I reviewed the entire report with them and what they needed to do in their home. And the client was like, okay, I want you to tell me that something in my house sucks so bad that I need to change it. And thankfully, the real estate agent was there because I wasn't licensed at the time. And she starts laughing. She laughed so hard, and her client was like, what? And she's like, Kristy already told you that your dining room sucks and you need to repaint it and swap out XYZ and get a bigger piece of art, and you didn't even notice. And that's when the homeowner, he looked stunned. He was like, yeah, you're good, Kristy. You're good. So the fact that I got that reaction really showed me that presenting things in a different light really did allow things to be received in a better manner to a lot of sellers. So I pretty much internalized this into everything in my life. If it's raining and I personally didn't want it to rain, I'd be like, well, at least it's watering the flowers that are about to come up and washing away the dirt. If I fell down the stairs, I'd be like, and broke something, I'd be like, well, at least it wasn't anything worse. And it's funny because it just turned into something that was always flowing. It was a natural habit. I did something shitty. Well, I learned from that. That's a cool experience. Thank you. And it came clear to me that not a lot of people have tried to live in that realm. On that note, I know people are going to comment. You're like, what about toxic positivity? Meh, it's so horrible. Yeah, okay. Yes, there is toxic positivity out there. And it comes in many different ways. So one of them is like abuse. If you are in an abusive relationship and you're trying to be like, well, he only hits me when he's like really, really upset and I did something wrong, but it's okay because he's a really good provider and blah, blah, blah. No, hard stop. Nada. That is not positivity. That's an abusive situation, and you need to get yourself out as safely as possible. That is not okay. That is literally covering up something that is toxic. Truly, truly toxic. Another form can be rejecting difficult emotions in favor of cheerful ones. So let's say, you I don't know, are feeling really sad. You just woke up and you're sad. And you're like, I'm just going to be positive today. And you push that sadness down. And you're like, down, down, down. And you show up into the world and you're like, this is great. And that you're being fake. That is not good. I'm not saying because I'm a positive person, I don't have shitty days. I do. There are times where I cry, where I get angry, but it doesn't last as long because I'm feeling those emotions. I will feel the sadness. I will cry. I will let it out. And I will sit there and be like, why am I crying? And then I'll determine why I'm crying. And then I will start working on those things and trying to improve and rectify and understand what I am crying about and why. I'm not pushing it down and ignoring it. I used to, but no longer do I do that. It also, toxic positivity is sometimes when you experience guilt for being happy. And I know I went through a point in my life where I had this. I was toxic positivity. I felt really guilty because I was so happy in my life. And there was so many people around me that were having such hard times. And I'm like, well, if everyone's having such hard times, how can I be happy? But in reality, that is a form of toxic positivity. You're rejecting your own experiences and judging them and not actually allowing yourself to fully embrace the fact that you are in a good spot. It's okay to be in a good spot and be happy, even if people around you are in a bad spot. You can have empathy for them and you can feel for them and you can help them, but don't feel guilty for being in a good spot when a lot of people around you may not be. That is probably one of the hardest things anyone can do because you feel it's easy to feel guilty, to be like, oh wow, like I shouldn't be feeling so good when everyone around me is feeling so bad. No, you should. And you know why? Because everyone who is around you who is feeling bad is probably really feeding off of your good energy. They really need the support of your energy. Even if you're not saying anything to them, just your presence and your positivity, and they can feel the energy radiating off of you, that is helping them. That is helping them slowly rise up their own vibration. And as you're raising your vibration, you're attracting a lot of great things to you. If you're not attracting a lot of great things to you, you're probably in a realm of a lot of heavy things and staying in there. And if all of this means nothing to you, that's okay. Maybe it'll plant the seed and you'll start diving into the world of energy and how everything is energy. And once you understand that realm, you kind of you can kind of become the creator of your own destiny. It is so exciting at that point. And one thing that has been spread around online is positive statements are toxic. Okay, one, fuck that. And yeah, I swore. If you don't like swearing, it comes out occasionally. You might not enjoy my passion, but I have a lot of passion. One thing I say all the time, and I've had someone jump down my throat for it before, and it hurt my feelings, is everything happens for a reason. And the person jumped down my throat saying that it's toxic positivity and I am negating how they are feeling. They were talking about a third party. And I had to respectfully disagree. I'm like, I actually can show and hold and provide empathy for someone being in a difficult spot and listen to them complain and go through their own emotions of being in that difficult spot. And I always share that everything happens for a reason, because that is one statement that I believe to my core. It's in my DNA. It's everything. Why does everything happen for a reason? Well, you lost that job because you're destined for something better. You lost that job because you needed to learn a lesson in that moment about setting boundaries. Maybe your boss was a complete asshole and made you work overtime, never asking you if it was okay, never paying you properly, and you didn't have the capability of speaking up. That's the universe's way of helping you out. I know it may suck at the time, and I know you're scared because bills don't stop. But if we remove ourselves from the actual situation, we tend to be able to see things a little bit more clearly. And I try and do that with almost every situation that I'm encountering from a observation view. And if you're in something that's difficult and someone says everything happens for a reason, it's okay to say, you know what, I don't agree with that. You don't have to be like, you're stupid. You're like, I don't agree. Everything happens for a reason. This sucks, blah, 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 and carry on your day. That's fine. I've moved on. I've moved on from that person who just literally would only focus on the negative. And because I focused so much on the positive, I irked this person, and she just could not stand being around me. She's like, your positivity is also toxic, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, this is just who I am. Your negativity is actually quite toxic. Your negativity is eating away. Everything is bad to you. The coffee isn't good. The traffic sucks. Your hair isn't right. You don't look good in a mirror. Your boss is an ass. Your husband's an ass. Your kids are ass. Like, everything in your life was so negative. And I felt so bad for you. But I also realized that I cannot force people into reflection and taking a step back and evaluating your own life. All I can do is be me, share how I am, and if people like it, you're going to be gravitated towards me, and if you don't, you're not. And I'm okay with that. And it's kind of funny because some people, when I say that, they're like, what do you mean? That, like, they tend to be people pleasers. They want everyone to like them. I don't want everyone to like me. I really don't care. I only want the people who really resonate and are positive, even if you don't resonate actually with my message, if you're just positive and you're a good person, yeah, I will have you in my life. Like, we don't have to have the same beliefs, not at all. But you do have to be respectful, and not make fun of things, not only in my life, but in my friends' lives. Like, you can't come into my life and be like, oh, your friend's a freaking idiot. They believe in XYZ. No, that's not cool with me. If you don't believe it, that's fine. Just don't put other people's down along the way. And since I've embraced living in this positive vibration, my life has completely transformed. And I did write about it in one of my books, where at one point, my husband and I at the time were over $200,000 in debt, non-asset debt. So it's not like I could sell something and wipe it away. Non-asset debt, just collected and collected and collected. And we were underwater. And at one point we thought we were going to, have to claim bankruptcy. Thankfully, we buckled down and were able to pay it off in 8 years through real estate and a strategy that I developed with him. And that completely transformed my life. That allowed me to focus more on the positive, change my vibration, really raise how I am looking at things. Instead of a defeatist mentality, a can-do positive mentality. And I feel like if you adopt a can-do mentality, anything in your world can happen. Literally anything. Why? Because you can do it. I'm telling you, it's literally that simple. If you focus on the hard things in life, well, I don't have the money, I don't have this, that's excuses. You are justifying why you can't do it. That's not a can-do attitude. A can-do attitude is, I will find a way, and a way will find me. You're co-collaborating it, and you're getting through every single day with this kind of awesome positivity. And it's difficult to do at start, and you will catch yourself, dwelling in the negative and hearing negative thoughts in your head. That's normal. So know that that's completely normal. Just when you catch yourself, redirect it. So if you're like, oh man, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done this, be like, oh, caught that, delete. I learned a valuable lesson. I am so thankful for this lesson. You stopped it, you got rid of it, and you transmuted it into something positive. You're learning from it. And when you are in these difficult moments, and you are feeling them because you're allowed to feel them and you should be feeling them, you'll notice that these moments don't last as long as they used to. You won't be as sad as long. You'll be able to move on a little bit easier. You'll be able to find joy in different things easier, which is a great way to live life. So I know this is a short episode. I thought I'd get in a little quick one, and I hope you enjoyed the little discussion on positivity, can do. I hope you'll try. If you are a positive person, leave me a comment. Write down something positive in your life. I want to hear. And if you are not so much of a positive person, that's okay. We are all there at one point in our lives. And if you choose to try and rewire our brains to work towards living in a positive vibration, positive life, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Make a comment too. Let us know where you are in your journey, and we'll support you. We are here to help. And I think that's one of the best things I can do for a lot of people, is just let them know that I am here for you. Let's get a little bit of energy shift in this and flow towards something more positive, not only individually, but as a collective. So thanks for tuning in to the collective journey. The collective journey. I need coffee. This is early. The Conscious Journey podcast. Thank you for tuning into the Conscious Journey podcast. I am Kristy Morrison, and until next time, have a good one.